I am truly sorry. As much as I want to account for my mind state or my emotions at the time, I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. I knew our commitments and I broke them. And then I covered it up. And then I continued to lie. I continued to deceive and manipulate. I was absolutely wrong. There are no words to explain my actions. There is no way that I can put this off on you. I was wrong. I'm willing to do whatever I can to correct this behavior. I'm willing to do whatever I can to repair your trust in me. If you can find it in your heart to give me another opportunity to show you that I'm worth your time and worth your commitment, I promise you, I will not let you down again. I am truly sorry from the bottom of my heart. Please forgive me. Okay, a lesson on accountability, all right? Notice this person takes into account their behavior, not how they felt. Often we want to explain how we felt when we don't understand it's coming off to that person as justifying. In order to truly be accountable, you must just speak solely on the behavior. We can talk about the why later. When you do that, it does not take accountability, family. Okay? Notice the person talked about all the things they did directly. I lied. I continued to lie. I covered it up. I deceived. See how this person admitted their wrongs by using the word, not it happened, not some other ambiguous word that's not the word. You understand? Notice this person asked for an opportunity to stay in their life. Notice this person expressed the willingness to change, the willingness to learn from their ways, the willingness to get help so they don't repeat the actions. Notice how this person requested that this person get one more chance to be able to prove themselves, knowing that they'll have to earn their trust, earn that commitment, prove themselves to them, right? Notice how they're saying, I realize that the acts of the rules of engagement has shifted. The rules have now changed. I'm now in a position to prove myself to you. This is not a good faith thing anymore, right? I've now, shown you I've failed you. So now I understand that you may not trust me in the future. I understand that you may move differently. You may express doubt. Whatever the case may be, it's now understandable because I realize I was wrong. Now, a person being accountable will do that. A person that will not be accountable is reluctant to do so because they don't want what will happen if they are accountable. Well, first off, let me say this. If a person is not being accountable, 99% of the time, it's due to their ego, okay? Ego, how they see themselves, how other people see them. And survival instincts is to protect your ego. So a person will not be accountable because they know their value will drop either in society or with you. See, people feel like they'll be treated differently or treated like who they are or what they did. So before they just say, I did it, they'd rather provide reason and logic, and not logic, but just reason and the experience of what was going on inside of them that caused them to do it. So they don't lose this value. They don't want to be punished. So if they were to just say, okay, I was wrong, I lied, I cheated, I manipulated, I deceived, they expect to be treated like such. You understand? So they'd rather say I was hurting, I was going through something. You see what I'm saying? So they don't want to lose the value. They don't want to be on the other side of the relationship now having to earn your trust. If they are the type to be very critical of you, this is going to be very hard for them to accept in the relationship that they did you wrong. So they'll probably just leave because they can't be on the other side of the relationship where they are the one that's being critiqued, where they are the one that's on the I'm wrong side. Some people love shaming. They love to make their partner feel like they're losing, that they have some making up to do. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the only way that they know how to get their attention. Some people believe that their partners are their projects, that they are to fix them. So admitting they're wrong to that partner, just like parents want to admit they're wrong to their children, it's ego. You understand? So first understand what you're dealing with so you can understand that it's not personal against you. A lot of times it's just that they don't want to lose that value. And a person that is exposed for their wrong would often lose value with the person that they're with or either in society, to make it simple. Another thing that stems from ego is they want compassion and they absolutely hate accountability. So if you go to them and you ask them questions with a skeptical eye, they will begin to what I call flail. or what I call dancing like Michael Jackson. They'll be here, there, and everywhere, but on subject. You can't pin them down. You can't get them to stay on the topic to save their freaking life. You understand? This person feels like they're on the hot seat, or like they're being interrogated, like they are a child and you are the parent. You understand? It becomes some type of tennis match, a tit for tat thing that just drives you up a wall. You will not understand it, but I'm telling you, it's rooted in the ego. Again, this love for compassion, or this need for compassion, they want an understanding as to why they did what they did. They want you to understand why they behave that way. Often this comes with you absorbing some of the blame for the thing that they did without a gun to their head, you know? So these people really struggle with accountability, and I'm going to show you guys some examples of poor accountability. Let's get into it. I was unhappy. I was lonely. And you hadn't been paying any attention to me. Notice how this one did not take accountability for their actions. They only expressed how they were feeling, kind of what they were going through, and said the other person hadn't been paying attention to them. So if they had been doing those things and they weren't hurting and going through something, they wouldn't have done this. Notice how they are blaming their emotional state for the behavior instead of accepting accountability for the behavior alone. So to the other person, what this comes across as, whenever you're hurting, whenever you're lonely, and whenever you need attention, you will go cheat, or you will go do the thing that you did. Well, I'm sorry, but I only did it because you did it. That's called tu quoque, you too. Saying someone else did it does not excuse your behavior. You should have your own standards, standards in which you don't break because someone else did something. You understand? Consequences always follow action. So just because someone did it doesn't mean that you'll be excused for also doing it. It makes no sense for your life. It's a very poor excuse in a relationship, but it makes absolutely no sense. Okay? You have to have a standard for yourself, things that you will absolutely not do. And if a person does something to you that's below your standard, get away from them. Don't do it back because it's below your standard. Why lower your own value because someone hurt you? Let's go. Come on, baby. Now you know I'm a man. I'm a man. Why you don't understand that? Notice here how he blames his gender instead of taking accountability for his actions. You being a man does not give you a right to lie, manipulate, and cheat. You should always be upfront about the things that you are doing. You should always be upfront about the dynamic that you want in a relationship. If you do not have the discipline to maintain your loyalty in a relationship, you should not be in one. It's very simple. You understand? So blaming your manhood for bad behavior is not the way to be accountable. That is absolutely inaccountability. Do you understand? Let's continue. Come on now, baby. That girl didn't mean nothing to me. I was drunk. I wasn't even in my right mind. She didn't mean nothing to me, baby. Come on, baby. Notice how this time he's not accepting accountability for his actions, but instead he is saying, hey, I didn't love her. This thing I did, I know it's wrong to you, but at least I didn't have an emotional connection. Does this mean that it didn't hurt? Does this mean that he didn't lie to you, that he was manipulative, that your heart isn't broken? It doesn't, right? So a person saying this only sounds like they are excusing themselves due to the reason that they're naming. Not that they realize that they are wrong and that they realize that they hurt you and they realize that this is not acceptable behavior. These things aren't happening. It's just, she didn't mean anything to me. But the fact is, if the person they cheated on meant anything to them, they probably wouldn't have done this thing, right? So what they should be concerned about is the person that does mean something to them and the person that they did commit to. Instead, they were worried about somebody that they didn't even like. This does not say, this is a person that I want to be with going forward. To them, it sounds like, well, I don't like them. I don't really care about them. But to you, it sounds like, so you would throw our whole relationship away for somebody you don't even care about? Really, we got to deal with the behavior, but we're not dealing with the behavior. Now it's about feelings. Let's go. I'm sorry, baby, but you got to understand, like, my daddy didn't never get me what I wanted for Christmas or my birthday, and my mama said I was ugly and couldn't read good. I mean, you got to understand what I've been through. You know, using their childhood to explain their current behavior. Do the work. Get therapy. You know you've been through something, and the world does not owe you an understanding. So do the work, get the therapy so that you can heal. and that you can create better actions going forward and will not create generational curses. Asking another person to accept you because of the things that happen, accept your behavior because of the things that happen to you, is completely unfair to that person. Fix yourself, heal yourself. Family, you're always responsible for your healing, whether you get a cast, a band-aid, or go to the doctor and get some medication. Your body is always responsible for healing yourself, okay? Your body. The scabs that you produce, that the band-aid doesn't do that. That bone that heals, the cast does not do that, okay? When your body builds itself back from a life-ending or a life-threatening illness, the medicine may have stopped the problem, but your body had to heal you. You are responsible for your own healing. So stop blaming the thing that hurt you for what you're still doing. Go heal yourself, family. Take responsibility for your healing. Well, I mean, I didn't think you was taking it serious, so I just felt like, because of my last relationships, I always got cheated on, so I figured people gonna cheat. So I figured you doing your thing, you probably doing your thing, so why not go ahead and do mine? Because I ain't gonna keep on getting hurt like that. Again, not being accountable to your behavior. This one is only saying, hey, I thought you were being deceptive, so I felt like, why wouldn't I be deceptive too? Why would you be in a relationship with someone? Why would you be in a relationship with someone if you thought they were being deceptive? Why wouldn't you just leave that relationship if they're giving you red flags? Why don't you tell them that you're feeling doubt? Why would you go behind their back and just cheat on them because you think, why would you develop a philosophy based on your past on how you're going to treat people who've never even done anything? It's so much wrong with this. Again, horrible excuse. Let's go. Look, you wasn't on your stuff. You hadn't been doing what you was doing in the beginning. You know what they say, what it takes to get her, it takes to keep her. You stopped taking me out, you stopped doing all those things, and then he came along and he started doing those things, and then things happen. Notice how this one is blaming the other person for their bad behavior. This person not taking you out enough, this person falling off from what they were doing in the beginning is no reason to lie, cheat, manipulate, and go behind their back. Now, it's every bit of reason to have a meeting about this, to have a conversation about this, and to move on if need be. But why are you being deceptive? Why lie? Because you're not getting what you want from a person. Again, horrible excuse, and it does not express that you're truly sorry for your actions and that you want to be better as a person. Farthest thing from it. Let's continue. No, you don't understand. You don't understand. It's just that he manipulated me. This one puts all the blame on the person that you cheated with. Okay? It puts all the blame on someone else instead of saying, I am cognizant. I'm a sentient being. I make my own decisions. No one forced me to do anything. Again, it's not accountability. It's not telling that person I'm aware of my wrongs. It sounds like you can be manipulated again. You just made yourself sound like you had a weak mind. You victimized yourself. And in the same breath, you made this person a villain. You understand? Let's continue. Oh, no. You just don't understand what happened, babe. You don't understand what happened. She manipulated me. Exact same thing. Other way around. Let's go. Boy, please. All that stuff you do, boy, bye. Like, I now have the behavior to carry myself in a way that is beneath me because I'm with a person that carries themselves in a low way. All the stuff you do to me, it don't account. So you're worse to me than I am to you. Well, what about the thing you did in your life? Do you want to be this type of person that does these things? That person shouldn't get in the way of your accountability if you truly want to be better. You don't use them being worse as a reason that you can't grow, that you can't see your own flaws, or now they're not as wrong because they did some wrong stuff too. You probably shouldn't be in that relationship. Probably shouldn't be in a relationship at all if that's how you respond to people doing you wrong. Retaliation. Let's continue. Oh, so all you want to do is talk about what I did? You don't want to talk about what you did to cause it? You was the one that hadn't been there for me and giving me attention. It was you who hadn't been spending the quality time. It was you who didn't go to Taco Bell last Tuesday and get me that chalupa. It was you who didn't take me here and take me there. It's you. Why you don't want to talk about what you did to cause me doing that to you? Why? I don't understand it. Those are key factors. Again, it's all your fault. You did this, you did this, you did this. If you hadn't did this, if you hadn't have done that, if you hadn't have done this, if they hadn't have said they was having bad weather on the news. At some point, you have to take accountability for your actions, family. And if you don't, what will happen is your life will look like your actions. You understand? You can only blame your parents for so long. When you're born, you look like your parents. When you're an adult, you look like your decisions. If you are, it's time we become self-aware. We have the people around us to reflect upon. If the things that we are doing is causing pain and anxiety to them, then we have to question our own actions and stop living in some ego-driven world where we gotta be right, or we gotta make sense of what we did to people and they gotta understand what we were feeling when we did it, instead of understanding that we were actually wrong when we did it. Everybody was feeling something when they did it. Everybody got feelings. Everybody go through stuff. So if you're sitting here using these ideas, these examples, like, well, I was going through something, that's why. So is everybody. Who you are is based on your behavior. Do you understand? When some people went through this, they didn't run out and cheat. When some people went through this, they did. You understand? So you can't say, well, I shouldn't. It should relieve me of some type of fault because of what I was feeling. Whatever you were feeling, you did it. And often we got to understand, you can't repaint the world because you were feeling some type of way when you did it. The result is the same. You did it. If I were to punch the wall right now and break my hand, can I say, well, I was mad, that's why I punched the wall, or my hand will still be broken? Do you understand? It doesn't, what you were doing or what you were feeling does not matter. The universe it does not forgive. Now, this idea of God does. God forgives. The universe does not. If I jump out this window, family, what will happen is what will happen. My emotion, my state of mind, none of those things will become relevant when it comes to what happens to me. And sometimes what happens to you is far worse than the thing you actually did. You understand? People have gotten hurt for stepping on somebody's shoe. People have lost their life for crossing the street and not looking both ways. Did it deserve them losing their life? No, but that's consequences. It's not about right and wrong. What a person who really wants to go far in life should do is take accountability for their actions and seeing what they brought upon themselves, whether that be what you were feeling or not. This is how you become great at life. Anyway, family, stay tuned. Call this video Accountability 101. Peace. For all of you guys who are asking me, what do I do if someone absolutely refuses to be accountable? You have to be accountable. You have to take the necessary steps and leave that person. I know you may say, well, it hurts. It hurts a lot. It will hurt. That's part of your accountability. You know, the person who's willing to leave holds the leverage in a relationship. Have you ever saw someone get mistreated, and when they confront the person about that mistreatment, the other person wants to leave, the other person begs them to stay, and now that mistreatment continues? Because what you're saying is, I choose to accept you the way you are. You have to be willing to leave when you're not treated right, regardless of how bad it hurts. A lot of us consider our emotions when it comes to doing what's right by us. Well, I love that person. I can't live without them. If they're mistreating you, family, you have to protect your own well-being. So the accountability is on you to protect your own well-being and leave that person. I know you may say, well, they're not self-aware to realize they're doing that to me. That may be true. They may actually have something mentally wrong with them that keeps them from treating you that way, or that causes them to treat you that way. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, family, you have to protect your own well-being. If a person is not aware enough, if they don't have the propensity to be able to treat you the way you want to be treated, you have to make that decision that protects your life and your heart. All right? That ends the video, family. Peace.